Prudent Scholars in association with Goa Headmasters Association.
Good day, students. In the previous history class of American War of Independence, we had seen about how America was discovered by Christopher Columbus, John Cabot, and Amerigo Vespucci. Then we had seen the causes of the American War of Independence, that is various acts which were passed like Sugar Act, Stamp Act, Tea Act, Townshend Act, and the most important event of the Boston Tea Party. This was what we had learned in the previous class. Now today, what are we going to see in the second unit of this lesson? We are going to see the major events of the American War of Independence. I repeat, major events of the American War of Independence. And second important thing we are going to see is the significance of the American War of Independence. So students, let us start with the major events. The major events of American War of Independence are First Continental Congress in 1774, Second Continental Congress in 1775, and most important is the French assistance given to the colonies. So the first one is First Continental Congress. Now this event took place on 5th of September 1774. Students, very easy to remember the date. 5th of September we celebrate as Teachers' Day. So exactly this was the date, 5th September 1774. What happened in America? The First Continental Congress was held at a place called Philadelphia. What is the name of the place? Philadelphia. Now, how many representatives joined this First Continental Congress is our next question. Students, out of the 13 colonies, there were 12 representatives from 12 colonies. So how many representatives attended it? It was attended by the representatives of 12 colonies. As I told you all, it was held in Philadelphia when? On 5th September 1774. Now, what did they declare there? Now, they were with full determination, with full will that they should get freedom from the Britishers. So, they declared their right to life, liberty, and property. What did they declare? They declared their right to life, liberty, and property. Then, second thing, what did they do? Now, with this, they sent a petition to King George III. But do you all think he will listen? No. There was no positive response from him. So the colonists now declared to boycott the British goods. What is boycotting? Not buying any British goods. That is boycotting. Students, even in India, we had boycotted the British goods. In the similar way, in America also, they boycotted the British goods. So what happened in the First Continental Congress? 12 representatives from 12 different colonies came here. It was held at Philadelphia on 5th August 1774. They declared their right to life, liberty, and property, and they sent a petition to King George III, and since there was no response, what did the representatives of the 12 colonies do? They decided to boycott the British goods. So the most important decision was taken. Why did they do this? To show the power of the people of America. In the next slide here, you all can see the first Continental Congress, how the people have gathered to take the decision against the Britishers. Next is the second Continental Congress. This also, students, was held at Philadelphia. Now, when was it held and what happened? Let us see. It was held on 10th of May, 1775. I repeat, 10th of May, 1775. Now, what happened in the Second Continental Congress? Students, it's very, very easy to remember. Just remember the word second. What is S? The strength of the colonists was evident as the conflict had already started. Where did the conflict start? Where did the rebellion start? At Lexington and Concord. Secondly, even in the Bunker Hill conflict, the strength of the colonists was shown. So that is S. I repeat, strength of the people of the colonies was shown. Second, E. What is E? Election of John Hancock as the president. They are declaring their president. Who was the president declared? John Hancock. He was elected as the president. Let us see John Hancock. Here, students, John Hancock, you all can see here. He was elected as the first president. Next, C. What is C? Commander-in-Chief was appointed. And who was appointed as the Commander-in-Chief? George Washington was appointed as the Commander-in-Chief. Next comes O in the word second, O. What does O stands for? Olive branch petition was adopted by all the delegates who were present for the meeting at the Second Philadelphia Congress, and this was sent to King George III again, like in the First Continental Congress. Why this was sent? In order to avoid the conflict. They were seeing whether successfully just by negotiations they could get freedom. But no, there was no, N stands for no positive response. From whom? From King George III. He rejected it. And so what did the colonists declare now? They declared that now the colonists are in rebellion. In the First Continental Congress, they had just started boycotting the goods, British goods. But now they declared that we are in rebellion. We are going to rebel against you all. We are going to fight against you all. Let us see the commander. Here we can see the commander of the rebellion, George Washington, the Commander-in-Chief of the colonial army. Now, the next this we can see is the Declaration of Independence. So, first thing what they had to do is they had to declare their independence. From whom? From Great Britain. Now, who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson. This is an important personality. Thomas Jefferson wrote what? American Declaration of Independence. He was a very young person of just 32, 33 years old, but he wrote American Declaration of Independence. Now, this was signed on 4th of July, 1776. So, see how the events are taking place very fast. The Declaration of Independence was signed on 4th July 1776. This day is very important in America today also. Then what did it state? The declaration stated the basic principles of democracy. What were the basic principles of democracy? That right of the people to liberate themselves from the tyrannical government. That means they were opposing the tyrannical rule of the Britishers. And what did they say? What type of government they wanted? They wanted the government should be based on the consent of the governed. Who are being governed? The people are being governed. So the people are important here, that the government should be based on the consent of the governed here. And what is required? Right of the people to liberate themselves from the tyrannical government. So we can liberate ourselves. We are ready to liberate ourselves. So they are showing their power here. And what is the effect of this? So that document was ready. American Declaration of Independence was ready, and it became one of the noblest documents in the history of full mankind. Here, this is the person who wrote American Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson. We can see here. The next important is, here we can see the Declaration of Independence. We the people, they have declared already that they are independent. Next is, see, we have seen in this part, the first Continental Congress in the events of American War of Independence, the second Continental Congress, and now let us see how France also is helping them. France already was the enemy of England. So the enemy of England is going to help America, and how they are helping? In all possible ways they are helping America. Now see, students, the people of the colonists, all the 13 colonies, they were not trained soldiers. They had not taken the military training, neither in army or air force or navy, but still they were driven with the zeal to free themselves from England. Means they had the inner will that at any cost we should send back the people of England from here. We should be governed by our representatives. And on this background, they were very fortunate enough to get the help of the French forces. So the battle was fought. The first battle at Saratoga. This is the battle which took place in 1777. The Battle of Saratoga. This was a turning point. This turning point is important. Something should happen where entire thing changes. That is the turning point. So Battle of Saratoga was the turning point in the history of America. Now the question arises, why? Let us see. The colonial army, what did they do? Under the leadership of George Washington, they took the help of the French forces and they defeated the British army, which was thinking all the days that they are very powerful. But now they were defeated here. So Battle of Saratoga was a very important event. And finally, in the second battle, that is the Battle of Yorktown. Students, you can see here, Battle of Yorktown in 1781. On 19th of October 1781, what happened? The colonists were already in rebellion and they had overthrew the British army. They had won the revolt, they had won the battle, and George Washington accepted the surrender from Lord Cornwallis and all his British forces. So here you all can see, students, Lord Cornwallis surrendering to George Washington. So Lord Cornwallis was the commander of the British Army there. So he is giving the surrender to George Washington. Next was the Treaty of Paris, was signed in 1783. Who signed it? England and the colonial representatives. Now what did it proclaim? It proclaimed the independence of the colonies. So all the 13 colonies were independent from the British rule. And what happened? All 13 colonies united together to form United States of America. Very interesting, students. First they were divided into various colonies, but now after the freedom from the Britishers, they have united and the name has become as United States of America. Now let us see, when the full war of independence we have seen, what is the significance of this? What were the effects of this? Let us see this. Our first important thing was that the independent country of United States of America was born. So a new independent country was born. Second thing, it strengthened the idea of right of revolution. What did it strengthen? That yes, people can revolt. If they are not satisfied with the rule, they can definitely revolt. Third thing, it accepted the supremacy of the people. So the people are important here. And this became the basis of the state. Next important thing, it accepted supremacy of the constitution. So constitution is supreme, not the governed, not the government. The rules are there in the constitution and the country has to be ruled as per the constitutional laws. So constitution over the government, which became the guiding principles of the modern democracy. So today's modern democracy, how they are working? That constitution is important. The government cannot take any rules unless and until they are amended in the constitution. It should go according to the constitutional laws, whatever decisions the government is taking. And the last important point is it influenced the movements around the world. What is this now? See, when America became independent, other countries also thought that yes, Britain only is not a big army. We also can fight. They are only not powerful. We also can fight and liberate ourselves from the imperialistic rule. So students, how are we going to remember this? Let us remember this. Just like you all remember that after history class, there is a maths class, science class. So here we can remember the maths class, and here very simply you all can remember the significance of American War of Independence. I am repeating this. What is M? Movements around the world were influenced. What is A? Accepted the supremacy of the constitution over the government. So constitution is supreme, not the government. Third, T. The independent country of United States of America was born. H. They had strengthened the idea of right of revolution. And last S stands for supremacy of people, which became the basis of the state that was accepted. So people are supreme, constitution is supreme, and they inspired the countries all around the world when they themselves formed their own independent countries. So very interesting, students, how they inspired other countries also. Even India took the inspiration from America, fought the movements, maybe civil disobedience movement, non-cooperation movement, quit India movement, We also had these events in India, and finally India also was independent on 15th of August 1947. So this is how they influence movements around the world. So students, with this we have finished this second unit. What have we learned in this unit? We have learned the major incidents which took place, major events which took place, that is First Continental Congress, Second Continental Congress, how the French people are helping them in the two battles, Battle of Saratoga and Battle of Yorktown, and finally the significance of the American War of Independence. So I suppose you all have enjoyed this lesson, students. Go through the lesson once again and be prepared for the exam. All the best for you all. Thank you.